See this? You hear that guy talking back there? You see this? You see this boat? It's real fancy, right? Guess whose boat we're in? Yeah, guess. Stay tuned. Welcome to mikeybalzz Fishing. Guess who's on my right? I'm gonna show you in a minute. He's calling me naughty names already. Dude, I am on somebody who I love to death, dude. He's super cool. But first I want to show you something because it's really cool. And guess what? I'm shooting this video and I can't even fish it, dude. Like, what's with that? This guy, man, I have known him for years, and he is one of the coolest, most real fishing, #real fishing dudes on tour, no longer on tour because he's retired. He's all washed up. You guys know who I'm talking about yet? He's not totally washed up. He still catches some fish. He caught some today.
Uh-oh, boys. We did something.
But just an epic freaking dude. This ginger right here, JT Kenney.
Hey guys, how about it?
So JT is, dude, I can't even say like enough words about him because it's gonna start sounding really corny and stuff. But you want to talk about a real dude, like somebody who tell you exactly how it is, what's happening, and then make you laugh afterwards, dude. Even if it's like a terrible day of fishing, this is the guy. But since I got him kind of cornered, since I got you cornered, dude, I got some questions for you because you are all washed up now.
Yeah, kind of washed up.
You're all retired, dude, doing the MLF thing. But JT, so first things first, hit the subscribe button for me. But this guy, he's gonna be shooting a bunch of tips, techniques, review videos. You're gonna do some like recaps on the MLF tournaments too, right?
We're gonna do recaps of the MLF tournaments. But what I'm really gonna do is just catch a bunch of fish and probably say a lot of funny stuff at the same time. So they'll probably be fairly entertaining if I would. And now I don't have to be so PC because I'm on the tour and all this stuff.
That is true.
I can do a true no BS fishing videos with JT. It's gonna be, I can't wait to do it because it's gonna be fun. Because I get to say whatever I want to say. I don't have to watch, I don't upset somebody. Yeah. I can say what I want.
This is why I love him. So what I want you to do, and you can do it after this video, I don't care when you do it, go check him out on YouTube. I think it's JT Kenney Outdoors. Hit subscribe because you don't want to miss what he's got coming. But hey, hold on for a second.
JT Kenney Fishing.
JT Kenney Fishing.
JT Kenney Fishing, JT Kenney.
Hit JT
Look for
Kenney.
the big ginger. Look for the big ginger guy. That's me.
That's him.
Well, strawberry beard. That's what they call me in grade school. Strawberry beard.
Did they really? That's wrong.
Grade school.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank God you're.
I hit puberty a little early. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on for a second, because we're gonna ask this guy some more questions. All right. So JT, I've done something like this with Val Lisinski. You know Val from Gambler.
Absolutely.
I've done it with Glenn. I've done it with. God, this is filthy already.
I don't want to know.
You don't want to know who I've been with and
really
what I've done.
I mean, that's between you, and I'm cool with whatever you want to do.
So this is our first time, man. This is our first time. We're going to do this for our first time.
Wow.
JT, I'm going to...
You have derailed.
I know. This video, I'm going to have to put like a rating on YouTube of it, of like, you know, parental guidance.
Enough.
So, JT, one thing I know about you is you're a Palm Bay. Like Palm Bay. Palm whatever you want. There's palm trees there. There's
there's
Palm
a bay.
Bay.
There's a bay.
He's Palm Bay guy. There's some great fisheries in Palm Bay.
There is.
And I've experienced a few of them. You've been nice enough to show me a couple of them. We've shot video on a few of them. You can go back on his YouTube and watch some of that stuff. But I want to know right now, we're in kind of that beautiful time in Florida when we're in spring in Florida, and the rest of the country is in winter, dude.
And ice.
Yeah, and that's January through freaking March, basically.
Absolutely.
And the fishing's epic. If I'm down here, which now I'm kind of a snowbird, dude. Like,
you are.
I'm coming down from Bama.
I think you're genius.
Genius. Best decision I ever made in my life, dude. Living in the two of the best bass fisheries ever. But back to the point, though. I'm coming down for a couple months. If I'm like that guy coming down to fish, I know Palm Bay has, they're not giant bodies of water. It's a body of water where you can come out, catch a ton of fish, and like, have a good time. Where do I want to go? What do I want to be doing?
Let me say right off the bat, that is the beauty of Palm Bay, because they're not these massive Okeechobees and Kissimmees and stuff like that, where, you know, a guy coming down that, you know, some people might come down for a couple of months like Mikey, or some people might come down, you know, for 3 or 4 days. And guys that aren't familiar with Okeechobee or Kissimmee or places that are that just massive, you know, and they all really are that old adage, and I know Mikey knows this, there's 90% of the fish are in 10% of the water. Like, you can literally go to Lake Okeechobee or Lake Kissimmee or Lake Toho and those giant bodies of water and fish all for 3 days and not catch one if you don't know where you're going. The beauty of these lakes here in Palm Bay is that most of them are they're small. They're big lakes, but they're small in comparison to the Okeechobees and the Kissimmees. So you can just put your boat in at the boat ramp and just kind of start fishing, you know, and it's not that big a lake, so you're gonna run into them at any time. So that's just what I think is the beauty of it. And they're all, you know, there's not a lot of deep water fishing. They're all shallow, visible cover, visible grass, you know, and it's fairly easy fishing, you know. Get some worms and some spinnerbaits, and, you know, literally just go throw it to grass and keep yourself in some clean water, and you're gonna catch some fish.
So you teased my question, JT, but like what I really want to know is, can I flip mats around here? Like, can I like get heavy? I mean, dude, I guess look at the mat right there. But like, what are some of the techniques? Like, really, I know you can throw spinnerbaits and stuff like that, but like, really, dude, like pro fisherman pro fishing hashtag pro fishing pro. What are some techniques that I can really implement down here?
So obviously, punching a big weight, you know, in the mats is almost all the lakes here around Palm Bay have absolutely excellent mat fishing. I don't care whether it's cold front or not. You know, you can catch them when it's a cold front. You can catch them when it's hot. You can catch them under the mats. Stick marsh, the lower end of stick marsh has a lot of eelgrass and hydrilla. You know, a lot of vibrating jigs, swim jigs, you know, spinner baits, lots of topwater. Topwater works really good around here when it's warm. You don't want to throw topwater too much on the cold fronts, but when it's warm, you can throw them. Just casting worms with light weights. And anytime you get around that eelgrass or the lily pads, just casting around a stick worm, you know, with a light weight on it, you know, that's a really, really good way. And like, I know I said topwater, but topwater around some of those eelgrass beds when the weather's nice, you know, when we haven't had a cold front for a while, man, you can catch some friggin' giants. Cool thing about the topwater deal too, like those 3 and 4 pounders just come up and kaboosh and blow it up. Those great big ones, they just go, just suck it down, and you kind of set into them thinking it's a wee little one, and all of a sudden, gosh dang, look at this. It's so cool because it scares you, because you're not expecting a mouth this big to come up. But those big ones, a lot of times they don't blow it up. They just literally just suck it down. It's pretty cool.
So one technical question, because this I think is something I learned a couple years ago that I had no idea about, which is really interesting. You're talking about stick marsh, you're talking about Garcia and some of the other bodies of water around here. These are quote unquote, like these aren't Kissimmee River fisheries like Kissimmee or Okeechobee. These are St. John's.
St. John's. It's a whole different strain of Florida strain largemouth, and you know, Mikey's seen them a lot. He's done a lot of filming with me down here. They're fat, they're chunky, they got big shoulders on them. Some of them have those hump heads on them. Like it's a whole different strain than the Kissimmee strain. But the cool thing about all these lakes, see, most all these lakes used to be old orange groves. And this really is, these lakes are the headwaters of the St. John's River. They're old orange groves that they turned into holding tanks. But this water flows out and eventually is going to go up through Palatka and Lake George and, you know, out into the Atlantic Ocean at Jacksonville. So this is the St. John's River. It's just the very, very, very beginning of it.
All right, before I kind of torch you with a few more fun questions, because I got some stuff that I want to ask you that I'm going to put you on the spot with a little bit. You know, a lot of guys that watch my videos, you know, a lot of them have boats, you know, a lot of them are boat fishermen, but a lot of them fish from the bank, dude. Like there's this whole generation of anglers that are fishing from the bank, fishing kayaks, and I know that there's a lake around here that is the most epic right now, and it won't always be this way because they're going to put a boat ramp on it.
No, it's not gonna.
But it is the most epic kayak and bank fishing lake around. And what is that place, and why is it so cool?
So there's kind of 2 different names for it right now. Some people are calling it Fellsmere Grade Lake. Some people are calling it Lake Egan. I call it the new lake beside Stick Marsh. It's literally right to the east of Stick Marsh. Stick Marsh's easternmost dike. If you go right over that dike, is this new lake, and it's been filled now for 5 or 6 years. They stocked like some crazy 1 million bass in it, and they weren't just little tiny fingerlings when they stocked them. They were, you know, bigger. I don't know exactly how big, but they said they were bigger, you know, and so they had a lot better chance of surviving. And but it's literally right beside Stick Marsh. You drive down the same road, you park in the same parking lot as Stick Marsh, and you can carry your kayak down there, or you can just walk down and fish along the levee right there. And it's amazing. They already caught a 13 out of there this year.
Jesus.
And 100 fish days are not uncommon for those guys out there in kayaks, but you're only allowed to have non-motorized vessels in it right now. So that means canoe, kayak. I've seen people out there on a paddleboard. My ass isn't doing the paddleboard thing. I should see some of the gators in there. But literally, there's some guys out there that are going around in paddleboards. But the kayaks and the canoes seem to be the thing. But when they open the boat ramp up and let the big boats on it, it's probably not going to be that awesome for the kayakers anymore with a bunch of bass boats going and flying around. But right now, we can't put them on there. So you guys got this lake. I think they're only allowed to stay on like the northern third of the lake. There's a barrier across the lake where you can't go down to the bottom end of it. But I mean, it is absolutely epic. I haven't been out there yet, but I've talked to a bunch of buddies that have, seen some videos on YouTube of guys going out there. I was there the other day in the parking lot. There was probably 20 trucks with kayaks, that were out there, and those guys are just smashing them. There's guys walking down the levee. I talked to a guy that was walking down the levee, just throwing a frog down along the side of the levee, and he caught like 7 over 4, and just from the bank. I mean, it's going to be crazy. I'm licking my chops to see what it's going to be like when I can get out and fish the whole lake in my big boat's what I'm really waiting on.
Virginal Florida fishery, dude. If you want to experience Florida like what it was back in the 70s, when you hear some of those old men talk about like going out there with a worm and catching freaking like 40 pounds and 5 fish, that's what it's going to be. I might even go buy a kayak, dude, because I've heard stories like JT has.
I might go steal one.
Degenerate, dude. Because he's all retired. He ain't got no money. He's got to go steal a kayak. But, dude, like, epic. Like, if you are down in Florida on the East Coast, in Central Florida going to Disney or whatever, totally accessible. It's like an hour or two away, dude. It's something you need to check out. It's something I need to check out. All right, JT, now I am going to put you on the spot to wrap this thing up because there's a few things that I want to know. You've kind of hinted at them a little bit with me, but I know you quote-unquote retired. You're all washed up. I love saying that. It's so terrible. But
fun. It rolls off the
tongue. It does.
So
it's
well.
like, oh, JT's all washed up. Yeah. But dude, so you're going to do this MLF thing, which I'm not super familiar with, but do you feel weird that you've retired? I know you're competitive, but you're a different kind of competitive. I mean, I know you're driven, but like, it sounds kind of dumb, but does it feel weird being in the situation you're in, or kind of like where are you at mentally with what's going on?
Not really at all. And for the last 20 years of my life, it's just been like this time of year, like we're getting ready for the tournament season to start. And honestly, believe it or not, I'm kind of a little bit relieved and a little bit like even more laid back than I normally am that I don't have to do that anymore. But yet, like, I'm still going to get to go to the tournaments. I'm still going to get to see all my buddies that are basically my family. I've spent the last 20 years of my life with these guys. But, but I get to sit up on a booth in the stage and talk about all these guys and talk about all the crap I know about them and all this kind of stuff. So, but no, I really don't. I had planned to fish 4 Costa events this year. I wanted to fish some BFLs, around Florida, and the scheduling just isn't going to work out with my job with MLF. But at this point, I haven't even signed up for the Costas I was going to fish yet. I don't know if I'm going to fish anything. I mean, I'm sure at worst I'll fish some local tournaments around just for something to do. But I'm completely good with it. Like I have no problem with it at all. I'm 20 years in, I won 5 national tournaments. I had almost 50 top 10s. Like I don't feel like I've proven I wasn't Kevin Van Dam or Denny Brower, but I have proven myself that I could catch some, and I don't feel like I have anything else to prove anymore. I'm gonna enjoy working in the fishing industry, and I'm really gonna enjoy creating a lot more vids. It's gonna be fun. I'm just gonna go out and go fishing for fun and just video it and put it out there for everybody to watch. And I'm like seriously looking forward to that. Like I think it's gonna be fun.
Guy, like I said, it's #real fishing. He tells you what's going on. He ain't gonna like jerk your chain and that. He's gonna be real about it. If he ain't catching them, he's gonna talk about that. If he is catching them, he's gonna tell you how he's catching them, why he thinks things are happening. He has a great perspective. And dude, how many years did you fish like the tour, and even did you fish bass at all way back in the day?
Oh yeah. I started fishing in 1997.
Man,
so it's 21 years.
I'm old too, though.
It's 22. It's 19. It would have been 21.
Jesus. Yeah. And all over the country. He's gonna help me with Guntersville a little bit because I think I'm gonna need a little bit of help.
Need to get Kyle Walters to help you.
It's actually thanks to Kyle I caught those fish in the mats, dude. Which you guys really dug that video, and that was a blast.
Shenanigans. Shenanigans.
This dude's out of control. JT, what's your new word? This is gonna be the final question. No. From before. Yeah. JT's got a great fish. You know how I say stupid stuff like, Nellie's dumb one, but it's like, oh, it's a bog deagle. Like, oh my god. Like I say dumb stuff, like all variations on my dog's name. What did you call that matfish that you caught before?
What did I say?
Hershiger. Herkadoo.
We have to roll back on the Kerschlobble.
We'll
that's
get
what
back
he's
to
gonna do.
it.
He's gonna roll back on the footage and he's
I'm gonna put it in there.
Yeah, it's like right now, probably beside my face is me going Hershiger. Hershiger.
All right, guys, that's it. Enough shenanigans. JT, check him out. JT Kenney Outdoors or JT Kenney Fishing. We don't even know. That's how good we are at this. Right. Make sure to subscribe to him. He's going to have some great tips, dude. He has taught me a ton, and I can't thank him enough ever for it, dude. And he is going to teach you guys a ton. Go watch his videos that are already up. There's going to be a bunch more new stuff. One thing he is awesome about, too, just to throw it in there, if you ever message him on Instagram or Facebook with questions and that, might not answer right away, but he's always going to answer.
Oh, I'm going to get there.
He always answers fishing questions. He's always, like, help and put you in the right direction.
Absolutely.
If he doesn't know, he'll kind of direct you in the right direction. But, JT, I love you, dude. Daps,
awesome.
Good freaking people, dude. Good people, 100%. Make sure you subscribe. If you enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you got any questions for JT, drop them in the comments box below. And as usual, thank you guys for supporting the vids. Hopefully we can bring you some more cool stuff, meeting cool people like this, hanging out. But tight lines, we will see you next time, hopefully fishing this stuff.